You lot, it's happening. We're tackling rest services today. After months of procrastination and torment, I finally forced myself to come up with an idea for this bloody area. And on that note, Hey, and welcome to this video. My name is Nina, and today, as I already mentioned, we will be designing around residential services, our favorite spot on the island. Always lovely to design this place, design. Now, instead of continuing what I started building almost 2 months ago, I actually felt like I needed a clean slate. So firstly, we will talk to none other than our favorite capitalistic friend, Mr. Tom Nook, who was absolutely f***ing fuming at the fact that I wanted to demolish the bridge that I built, again, 2 months ago. But as you could just see by the little time skip, we made it nonetheless, and customized and moved Fang's little house all in one day. By the way, you can do that. It's possible to customize and move a villager house if you've rolled credits on the DLC. That will unlock that you can customize villager houses. You can do that all in one day, and I think you can also customize multiple villager houses all in one day actually, which is lovely. But as you could see in the beginning, I kind of started planting like 3 trees behind rest services, but we're actually going to focus on this front part that is in front of rest services and kind of to the right side of my entrance. And then we will actually later, around the 13-minute mark, I believe, I will actually realize while I was editing that this video would have been super short. So I decided to like semi-finish the area surrounding resident services, and we will also be creating a cute little duck feeding spot that will be overlooking the little fjord that is to the right side of the plaza that we built in a previous build, like we kind of started it. But anyways, while I'm making a start on this front part, how are you doing, my wonderful buggers out there? I hope you're all having a cozy Christmas time. I hope that the gift shopping and prepping craziness isn't getting to you too much. I also want to apologize again for the lack of content I put out, or rather didn't put out last week. I know that you lovely bunch always understand because you're always so supportive and wonderful to me, and I love you for it. You really are the best. I'm so thankful to have you all. But on a brighter note, I do have my Wi-Fi fixed, so the connection should now finally be stable enough for us to meet on stream again this week, which I am really excited for because I miss hanging out and chatting with you guys. Even though it's just been a week, I've missed you guys. But yeah, anyways, just with the move and the laggy shit that is my Wi-Fi here, it was just not possible last week. So I just said, you know what, I'm gonna take this week to fix everything, deal with the move, and then we'll be back to normal this week. But yeah, anyways, to the build now, finally, to the build. Why did I just do that? Kind of just reminded me of like this one quote. I can't even remember from what movie it is. That's just like can't remember what the word is, like I want to say to the moon, but that's fully wrong. So I'm gonna stop talking about that now. Anyways, so we made a start on this. I was actually really struggling to fill this little area because I wanted it to be very walkable, but still obviously feel full because that's just my style. I need to have every single spot filled with at least an in-game path or custom design. So that's what I kind of tried doing. I really wanted to incorporate the new barrels. I can't pronounce them. I do not know how you would pronounce the way that they are written, but I love the new barrels that we got and the stacked barrels. And I just wanted to incorporate them because I just recently got them, and I also really wanted to incorporate the yachts because obviously this is kind of like a fishing Nordic country inspired village. So I thought, you know, we're gonna throw in a bunch of them and it's gonna fill up the space very nicely and bring a little bit of height because they have like the little posts on top of them, which I really like. And I also went in and exchanged the yachts like for multiple color variations and combinations so many times during this build. It was insane. I cut out so much of it because I am losing my shit once I start designing, and I just can't make up my mind about the slightest single little detail. So I had to, yeah, here you can see it. I just went in and picked up and exchanged them, and I also decided to flop one right in front of Res Services. Why the fuck was that so difficult for me to pronounce? And I also dropped a little present there to kind of leave it there as decor, because I think it just goes very nicely, you know. It will sprinkle in a touch of festiveness, which we won't really be doing that much, even though we do have a Christmas market. But I still, you know, when I started this, I didn't really feel like I was too excited for Christmas, which is very fucking rare. I keep swearing, I'm so sorry. I was on voice chat with a friend of mine, Chelsea, last night, and it's very difficult to censor yourself once you know, because I usually wouldn't talk to many people in English, and once I do that and I do not have to censor myself, it's very difficult to go back to that and kind of, you know, censor myself. How many times will I say censor myself? Censor myself. Censor myself. That's how many times. Anyways, yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it was just a very difficult area to kind of work with, because I had this awkward strip behind the villager house that I still wanted to keep empty. I didn't want to push the villager house too close to Res Services, just so that we could add and layer a bunch of items to make it feel a bit more interesting. We will also be adding in a bunch of trees later on, to just make it feel a bit more woodsy, because I think, you know, I kind of really struggled with this area because I boxed myself into it has to be Scandinavian, Nordic country inspired, and 100% like that, because I said that was my theme. But at the moment, I just really feel like I want to create like wintry, woodsy areas as well. So I will also be sprinkling that in. And if it will not be a Nordic country by the end that this island is finished, then that will just be the case, because I don't know, it's very difficult to make an island that is based on like a country or multiple countries, like the aesthetics of them, because a country doesn't really have like one aesthetic, and yeah, it's just very difficult. So long story short, I sprinkled in a bunch of trees. As you could see, I'm starting to plant them now, because again, I do not have trees, so I need to time travel a bunch of times to get all the different growth stages that I wanted. And I also chopped down this tree in the middle of the pathway here, which I thought was very nice. I really like chopping up trees on this island, especially this island. Don't know why, I think it kind of just goes very well with the vibe. And I also really like how they sit on the in-game pathing. I know that they sit the exact same way as they would on the snow, but still I kind of like how it looks on the dirt path, like the hardwood tree stumps. They just look very nice. They just sit very nice into the ground, if that makes sense. And I think I will put Nook's Cranny to the right of what we're designing right now. I will plop a little pathway that will lead like kind of next to Fang's house to the right, and then we will create a little Nook's Cranny, which I think we might be turning into a little plant flower shop thingy, because we got all these very, very cute like plant shop, flower shop kind of items with the 2.0 update, and I really want to use them, but I wouldn't really know where to use them. So I think I'm going to try that kind of vibe, and I do not really want to make everything fishing themed. I was also kind of thinking maybe we could do like a ski rental kind of thingy, but I think that's going to be very difficult because we do not have that many items around that thing. We do have the kind of ski rack now, but that's I think the only item that we have. So yeah, if you have any ideas for that, please drop them down below. I'd love to hear your input. Again, you guys have the most amazing ideas, and I would love to hear your ideas. But yeah, here you can kind of see the little wooden plank path that we're gonna be leading into the Nook's Cranny area, kind of. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure where we will flop the museum and Able Sisters. We might also flop Able Sisters off to the right here, or both of the shops. I'm not sure yet. We might also leave the museum where it is right now, which is kind of on a beach, and block it off completely. But at the moment it's very difficult for me to decide where I want to place all those like big buildings, because we do have all the villager houses in place. We now only have the museum, Able Sisters, Ornock's Granny, and the campsite left. But still, the museum is so big, I don't really know where to put it, and I also really don't want to design it, so we might just hide it and block it off somewhere, kind of like I did with Able Sisters on my last island. I kind of hid it behind simple panels on top of a cliff and made it look like a building. Yeah, we will see about that. Also, again, if you have any ideas, I'd love to hear them again. I just want you guys to have a say on this island, even though it's my island, and when it comes down to it, my opinion will be the one that we're gonna go with, which sounds very mean, but that's just what we're gonna do. It's my island. So why the did I just go into a rant about it? Also, why did I just say why the again? You will hear so many duck noises in this video. I will need to censor myself so many times. Also, I just said censor myself again and again. Lovely. So yeah, we won't do too much to the backside of rest services. I will only kind of start to sprinkle in some trees, some bushes, some flowers, some few items, not too much, because I'm not sure what exactly I would do with the area that is behind rest services, kind of on top of the cliff. So I didn't really want to do too much, just in case we will need to adjust the cliff, but it's just enough to fill the space and make it look like it's finished. So that's what we're going to do. And then we will also start on this like duck feeding spot. I will just flop down a bunch of ducks. I also love this, I think it's called pound cake, which kind of looks like bread that someone brought to chop up and feed to the ducks, which I really like. And I also will drop a little bean tossing kit in the end, which I think is going to be very cute. If this ever will, I'm going to say as if I'm not sure if the dream address will be ever released. Once this dream address releases, you can just pick that up and feed the ducks, because I think that's kind of what the bean tossing kit looks like once you use it, So yeah. Anyways, I don't know what to talk about, because all I really do during my builds is flop down trees, bushes, and flowers, and some items. So I'm going to talk about what happened today, because I actually got my booster vaccine shot, like my third COVID shot today, and my arm is so damn heavy. I have migraines already. I really hope that this shot would not affect me as much as my last one, because after I got my second shot, I think, yeah, it was my second shot, I felt like I actually got the flu and had like really bad symptoms for like 3 days. I really hope that's not going to be the case this time, but just in case, I'm going to record it like this right now, because I'm scared that I won't be able to record and talk properly tomorrow, because I will need to edit this tomorrow, because it's currently actually midnight on Tuesday. So in 18 hours this will be released, and I am excited to see how the I'm going to manage to upload this. But I guess once this is out, you will see once it will be out, Why am I still talking? Anyways, this build is almost over, so I will stop talking now. I'm so sorry for this very strange voiceover, but again, it's midnight. I feel very sick, so wish me luck that I won't get worse symptoms than that. But yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would very, very much appreciate if you would like and maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'd also really like to hear your opinion on the build and any ideas that you might have for this island down below. Anything that you would like to comment down below, just leave it there. And I'm excited to see you on Thursday for stream, and if you can't make it, then I will see you for the next one. Bye bye.